Hi everyone, this is Chief Elvis of ChiefElvis.tv. Today I'm just going to generally speak about solar industry in Ghana and why I think the government needs to do certain things to help reduce the cost of solar products and to help individuals and institutions be able to afford to install solar PV systems in their homes and offices. Generally, what I have seen is that to import the product into the system or into Ghana, one must have an importation license or certificate from the Energy Commission. If you don't have it, and you import from whichever place, be it China, Germany, US, whichever place you import the product, Turkey. When it gets to the port of entry, Tema, or whichever port, national security would request that you get the importation license. And so the cost of registering for that license is about 5,000 Ghana cedis. And if you look at the other expenses, your movement to that place, it's more. So you have to get that one before you pay duties on the product you're bringing in. There are certain times you even have to get standard board certification. You know, all of these things makes the price go really high. So you might go out there to China, and the cost of a 250-watt panel will be cheap, very cheap. And so when you ship it in into Ghana, your you pay for shipment from your location into Ghana, you pay for that. You pay for clearing, you pay clearing agent, you pay for licensing certificate. And so before the panels get into the system, it's very expensive in Ghana, but out there it's less expensive. So a government initiative or agenda to push for 10% of our national generation to be solar, then I would encourage that government looks at subsidizing or taking those tax component of solar product. All government needs to do is to regulate the quality that is coming in and ensure that there is monitoring and that where it ends up, pricing would not be inflated, and so the end user will really benefit from it. With this, we can go far. The cost of battery is one of the main reasons why the cost of installing solar is very high. Batteries are expensive. Even out there, batteries are expensive. They are heavy. Good batteries have weight, as in heavy. Now, there are lithium ion batteries too in the system. There are gel batteries. There are AGM batteries. There are deep cycle batteries. But the weight of the battery, so uh, a 200 12 volt gel battery should weigh like 60 kg. So you can see it's very heavy. So if you're bringing it, the cost is also very high. So all of these things are the reason why the cost of installing solar is very high. Now, the alternative to all of these things is for people to just install the panels on their roof and connect to the national grid. This means that ECG, NETCO, or any other power distribution company can collaborate with individuals and institutions so that they get a lot of panels on their rooftops, if it's car pot system, you get a lot of power. Then you have a net metering system that is connected to the national grid. But guess what? The lazy folks, I call them lazy folks. I call them that they are not interested in pushing their agenda, and so they are against net metering. And the last I heard is that they want net metering to be fixed for industries that will install 100 kilowatt system. Like seriously, I don't know what is wrong with us. We know this is going to help us, but we also know that it is going to hurt other people who get revenue or funds or money from running the old system. Thankfully, now government has pushed car power to using gas instead of crude oil, which is a step in the right direction, right? So why can't we get government to do more for the industry, the solar industry, to get more people installing solar and getting net metering, and so the excess is ended into the grid. Industrialization would need energy from whichever home. So if you are energy efficient, industries then benefit, and we can push the agenda of industrialization, and it end up bringing employment to the teeming youth that needs job. So I can do that. Individuals are willing to install, but the cost, I saw on Facebook, and I know the calculation that for a 3 kVA system, you are looking at an average cost of 27,000. For a 5 kVA system, you are looking at an average cost close to 50,000 if you want quality product, right? So with all these things, we should understand that the cost is not easy. How many people can afford 50,000 Ghana cedis to install a 5 kVA system that will cater for your TV, your fridge, and your AC, like a one horsepower AC? How many people can afford that? So I encourage government to look at this very well and to ensure that a lot more individuals are able to buy or to have funding, access funding to install solar in their homes and in their offices. The Energy Commission brought up a program where uh, homes can get free panels to install, but you need to buy certain products. The question again is, how successful was that program? How many can buy the batteries and the inverters and install and then apply to the Energy Commission to get those panels you promised? How successful was that program? We want to know. So again, as I said, government must reduce or take off the tax component. The Energy Commission must also realize that if they really want to push the agenda for 10% of the national grid hooked up on solar or renewable energy, their 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 license cost is too high. It's too high. 5,000. Like seriously, we need to have creative minds that will look at the industry and say that this is the agenda for the next 5 years, and this is how we're going to go about it. But we do not have all of those things. So I encourage all of these bodies to look at things well and to sort out things and to help the industry grow so that we can have employment for the youth who will learn how to install and do maintenance. There are a lot of street lights that are solar and there's no maintenance. Maintenance in terms of checking that the panels do not have dust on it, and that they are pulling power or absorbing power. And there's a storage system, the battery, whether the batteries are still strong enough or not. If you look at the uh, American House through Ogbojo, the ARS road, there are a lot of street light that is solar based, but they are not working because no maintenance. And when the issue of an institution taking huge money to train people to install or maintain the street light, and you ask yourself, does it cost that much? I'm doing all of this free training on my channel, chiefelvis.tv, all because of these things. And so for practical lessons, I can look at a location I give people, and people will come, contribute something little to have a practical session, and move on from that point. I will end here, but as I always say, solar industry in Ghana is very viable. Thank you and have a good day.